Hello, I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man. My guest is Philip Partington. Philip is the head of intellectual property here at JMW Solicitors. Now, Philip, I know that you've been talking publicly about what you call the enemy formerly from within. Do business owners need to be careful when employees leave, that they don't take the intellectual property or confidential information with them?
Yeah, well, it's become an increasing problem, to be honest, Dominic, because there's lots of movement in the labour market over the last couple of years. Lots of people have been working from home, working from their personal devices. So actually, a lot of confidential information, important documents for clients or for businesses are not necessarily on their own servers anymore. They've been taken out and put onto personal devices of their employees. Which means that even innocent employees will have documents on their personal devices from their employer when they leave. And then, of course, so there's the innocent employees who will, of course, want to get rid of it and delete it, no doubt, and not use it. And then there's the less innocent employees who will go off and use that. And the reality of the situation is those employees will more than likely use it for their new job, which will probably be competing with their former employer. So yes, it's really important that it's a growing issue, and it's something that employers, businesses should be mindful of. I do use the term enemy formally within on the basis of it being employees, but of course it covers other things as well, other individuals. It covers partners, collaborators, distributors if it's in a different country, anyone really who has access to a company's key information.
Does this sort of thing happen a lot, Philip?
Yeah, well, as I said, it is increasingly happening day in, day out now. It's certainly from my experience, probably more recently, we've found far more instances of this exact issue: former employees, former collaborators, former partners taken material which is really vitally important, and unfortunately, years ago, before the digital age, as it were, employers would empty their clients' their employees' pockets as they left on that last day. Well, of course, it's very different now, because digital documents aren't necessarily obviously on an employee's personal devices. So there are tips and there are ways in which you can prevent that before the employee leaves, but also afterwards as well.
And if the worst should happen, Philip, how can you help business owners?
Well, there's a number of ways. It's a bit of a long-term strategy, this. Firstly, it is educating the business and being able to identify its intellectual property, its confidential information, its copyright materials, its trade secrets, its key information, and then figuring out a strategy in which is a prevention. So, you make sure that you secure the IP and the confidential information, etc., so that only limited people have access to it, or the fewer the better, in my view. Secondly, when employees or partners are coming to an end of their, journey with the company, they've handed their notice in, or you're about to, hand their notice in, as it were, serve notice. Then they are, you can put them on a list of people that your IT department are watching, i.e., are they sending key documents to their personal email account? Are they uploading lots of documents on a USB stick? Are they using their personal devices? All that sort of thing. And those sort of forensic IT options mean that you can detect and stop that information and make sure that's deleted. And then, of course, if all that fails and you find out that actually one of your enemies formerly within has documents and they've left and it's now months gone, unfortunately, it's potentially court action, or at the very least threatened court action.
And if you'd like further information, you can contact Philip by emailing insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.